Hello board game brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode where I'll be letting you know of Kickstarters launching this week. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely hop on our Discord because you can check out all the campaigns launching far into the future, and you can even see what late pledges are still available, and maybe the most important is that you can now catch Pokemon. If you need to pause this video to run over there and do that right now, I'll understand. And with that said, let's check out the Kickstarters. The first campaign we have launching on the GameStop platform is... wrong tab. The first campaign we have launches on February 1st, and it's called CoraQuest, and this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 45 to 60 minutes to play. And this is a family-weight cooperative dungeon crawler where players are going to be different adventurers journeying into a dungeon, and they're going to be doing things like exploring the dungeon, avoiding traps, finding treasures, fighting monsters, and occasionally making some heroic rescues. This game does use a modular board, and as you put the tiles out, the different icons are going to dictate what sort of items or monsters appear there. You can also run into the occasional quest, and the combat in this game is resolved with dice rolling, and the successes you get will all inflict 1 damage each. And if you happen to roll really badly and completely miss your opponent, your character actually goes into a determined mode where they get to roll more dice the next time. This helps keep things a little more interesting and also takes away a little bit of that sting that comes with that bad roll. All players also have a special ability, and when you use that ability, you put a token out on a countdown track, and that token is going to move down the track each round until it comes off the board, and when it comes off, you can use that ability again. There's also a threat token put out on this track, and if a round completes with no one further exploring the dungeon, then that threat token moves forward, and when it comes off the track, a swarm of spiders comes and attacks the players. There's a couple interesting things about this game that make it a little bit different than the other campaigns, and for that reason I'm making it my pick of the week. And the first thing I want to mention is that this game does come playable straight out of the box, but it's also designed in such a way that allows for family creativity and customization so you can change the game and modify it to your liking. And I think this is just a really fun idea and encourages you to get involved with your kids, and I think that can be really exciting for a family to experience a little bit of what designing a game is like, and then also have that enjoyment of playing through it and knowing that it's something that you created together. And another really cool thing about this game is that all the artwork was actually drawn by kids. And I know on the surface that might not sound like the greatest idea and you could end up with your artwork very disjointed, but how all this was done is that the artwork was actually sent in to the CoraQuest team, and then they had a professional artist take that artwork and bring it to life and blend it together with a singular style while still maintaining that original charm of the children's drawings. And they do have a lot of images showing what these original children's drawings look like before and after they were worked into the game, and I think the artist did an amazing job staying true to those original designs. I love the look of the final product, and I think it's very unique, and I like that it has that little story behind it. Everything about this campaign looks very polished. My only complaint is that I would have liked to see more comments and ratings under the ratings tab on BGG, but they will be providing both a tabletop simulator and Tabletopia version of the game, so you can try it out for yourself, and if you do, I recommend leaving some comments and feedback under the ratings tab so that other people can benefit from that. Definitely give this one a look, and don't forget that I also leave links to all these campaign pages in the description below, so you can check that out and even click the button to give yourself a notification once it launches. And the next campaign also launches on February 1st, and it's called Maquis, and it's a solo game and takes about 20 minutes to play. And this is a game that takes place in World War II during the time that the Nazis occupied France. And you're going to be playing as a part of the resistance, and you're going to be fighting back to try and push them out and regain your independence. The neat thing about this game is that it's a solo worker placement game, and you're going to be putting out different agents to try and achieve different goals to help further the resistance in their efforts. These could be different things like publishing underground newspapers or even blowing up trains. Nazi soldiers are going to be patrolling the area, so if you don't get your soldiers back to the safe house before the end of the day, they get arrested and they're never seen again. This game was a nominee for Board Game Geek's Golden Geek Best Print and Play board game back in 2013, so it does have a print and play available, and because of that there's a lot of ratings and comments under the ratings tab that you can go ahead and check out if you think this one might be one that you're interested in. And the next campaign we have launches on February 2nd, and it's called Vowl, and it plays 2 to 5 players and takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. And this is a competitive, fast-paced word game where players are going to be separated on different teams, and it's going to be up to those teams to try and guess words that have their vowels removed. As your team gets points, the game's going to get harder and harder with extra, more challenging cards. I really like the look of this game. The artwork's really clean, and there's going to be over 400 different words, so I don't think you have to worry too much about people memorizing the answers. And the next campaign, also launching on the 2nd, is called Cult of the Deep, and this plays 4 to 8 players and takes about 45 to 75 minutes to play. And this is a game that was inspired by the H.P. Lovecraft works, and in this game, players are different cultists in a cult, and they're all competing against each other for different rituals and mythical monsters as they try to make their way to the top and gain control of that cult. This game does use social deduction, and each player is going to have 3 things at the start of the game. A role card that's going to dictate their objective for the game, a class card that gives them varying abilities and health, and then a sigil card that gives you a one-time use power. On a player's turn, they get to roll some dice up to 3 times, and they get to decide how they want to distribute those. They can be used to either boast your own position or help or harm other players. Each character's goal is going to be to eliminate specific player roles at the table without revealing yours too early. A nice thing about this game is that if a player is killed, they're not actually eliminated from the game, and they still have a turn, but they also get to manipulate the dice and affect the other players. If you like Bang the Dice game, but you like this theme, I think this is definitely a game that you'll want to check out, because I am seeing some similarities between the two. And if you don't like apps in your deduction games, you'll be happy to know that this one doesn't use an app at all, and you can just get up and running right away. If this sounds like a game that you'd be interested in, definitely check out the campaign page in the description below, and hit that notification button, because there's going to be a 72-hour early bird where you can get some exclusive promo dice. And don't forget to visit kickstartergames.com where you can go ahead and buy something nice for yourself, and a small portion of that sale will come back and help this channel. Kickstartergames.com has a variety of different games, and if you check back frequently, they occasionally even have deluxeified Kickstarter editions of the games as well. And if you have some games that just aren't getting played, feel free to reach out to them because they'll buy your games as well. Each month they do a board game giveaway, and they're always really nice games, so make sure to sign up to their newsletter because that's all you have to do to get entered in all of those. And the next campaign launching on the 2nd is called Embryo Machine, the board game, and this plays 2 to 6 players and takes about 30 to 90 minutes to play. And this is a mecha-themed competitive tabletop combat game, and in this game players are going to be choosing a mech, and then you get a unique set of cards that's associated with that mech, and that's going to dictate all your movement and attack for the game. This game does feature a modular board, and the different terrain you run into can alter the stats of your mech. This game also features mechanisms like grid movement, line of sight, movement points, simultaneous action selection, teams, and variable player powers. And much like the last game, the next campaign is also going to be out of Japan, and I don't have an exact date for this one, but I heard it's going to be early in February, so we could more than likely expect it this week. And this is going to be from the publisher Oink Games, and they've created a ton of fun games, and one you've probably heard of is Deep Sea Adventure. And Shut Up and Sit Down actually put out a whole video covering 10 of these games in 21 minutes, and I'll leave a link to that right up here, and you can check that out. And with a little bit of information I do have, I can let you know that this campaign is going to be offering 3 new titles. And the next campaign launching on the 2nd is an expansion to the Posthuman Saga, and it's called Posthuman Saga, the Journey Home expansion, and this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 30 to 120 minutes to play. And if you haven't played the Posthuman Saga, it's a post-apocalyptic sandbox game where players are going to be surviving in a post-human world. The game uses a variety of mechanisms like auction bidding, deck building, dice rolling, a modular board, pattern building, push your luck, storytelling, tile placement, and variable player powers. This adds more player interaction, evolving narrative missions, and a heavier tactical experience. This is also going to include new characters, new followers, and some new weapons and equipment to fight your way through the mutants. And the next campaign we have launching on the 2nd is called Core Worlds Empires, and this plays 1 to 5 players and takes about 1.5 to 5 hours to play. And this is a thematic sequel to the original game Core Worlds and all of its expansions. And that was primarily a deck builder, and Rado had mentioned that it was probably one of the heaviest deck builders on the market. This game looks like it's going to play a little bit different, with the main mechanisms being card drafting, endgame bonuses, events, worker placement, and worker placement with different worker types. You don't need to have owned or played the original game to enjoy this one, and I don't have too much info on the gameplay on this, but it sounds like there's going to be a collection of worlds, some of them owned by players and some of them central, and these are going to be the different places that you can send your ambassadors to perform different actions. Players are going to be visiting these worlds to try and bring them over to their empire to win the game. This campaign is also going to be offering the solo mode expansion for the original game. And now we've got 3 giveaways to announce, and these are the easiest giveaways to enter in your entire life. All you have to do is enter a comment down below, and that'll get you automatically entered into the contest, and we'll announce the winners next week, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. And the first one we have is for Mob the Big Apple, and this was actually my pick of the week last week, and this is a game for 2 players that takes place back in the 1920s during Prohibition. Each player is going to be a leader of their own criminal organization, and you're going to be using dice rolling, worker placement, and area control to win the game. You'll be putting workers out on 2 separate boards to perform actions and to gain majority in different territories. You'll be collecting crates, transporting them, exposing moles, and influencing the DA, all for your own benefit. There's 3 rounds and a battle takes place at the end of each round. The winner of that battle gains control of the crates in that area. Whoever owns the most at the end of the game wins the game. And this giveaway is for the Captain Pledge, which is the Kickstarter deluxe version of this game. And to enter this giveaway, just leave a comment down below with the hashtag mob and let us know what your favorite carbonated beverage is. For me, I've really been enjoying Steam Whistle. It's a great Canadian beer, and it also comes with this little bit of foil on top that makes it look fancy, and also makes me feel a little safer during quarantine. And the next giveaway we have is for a pledge for the game Summon Skate, and this is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players. And in this game, players are going to be skating their heart out and killing monsters. This game takes place in a world where nightmarish creatures are coming into a physical form, and it's up to you and your friends to investigate what's happening and to also fight back against these monsters. And the way you do that is by summoning creatures of your own by skating on a grid and completing different patterns to summon that associated creature. If you like puzzles and RPG elements in your game, this is one you'll definitely want to check out. And this giveaway is going to be for the Champion Skater Pledge, which comes with the softcover version of this game, as well as a digital PDF version. And to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below with the hashtag skate, and let me know what your favorite winter sport is. For me, I'm terrible at skating, but I do love skiing and snowboarding. And the last giveaway we have is for a copy of Masters of Mutanite. And this is primarily a deck building game that takes place on a board where you're going to be fighting against your opponents and other players. Each player in this game plays as a mutant, and you can actually customize your character by combining different abilities and traits, which is going to create a lot of different permutations in this game. You'll also be able to upgrade your superpowers and your traits throughout the game, and depending on the power that you have, you'll be able to interact with different elemental and environmental factors on the board to help augment your powers and make more powerful attacks. This game features a lot of interactivity with the board, and you can also pick up different items and just throw them at your enemies. Since the campaign started, they've also added solo play, a co-op mode, and 5 to 6 player support. And this giveaway is for the game pledge, which comes with 1 copy of Masters of Mutanite, including all stretch goals. And to enter this giveaway, just leave a comment down below with the hashtag Mutanite. And for this one, I'm going to ask you one of my interview questions, so don't get too nervous, but I want to know if you could have any superpower, which one would you pick? For me, I'd probably go with super intelligence. I feel like if you're really smart, you can accomplish almost anything, and you can do a lot of good in this world. And also play some pretty awesome pranks on your friends. And now let's draw the winner for last week's contest, which was for a pledge for Pingyao First Chinese Banks, which looks like a really awesome worker placement game. And to draw a winner, I use this fancy application here. And all these extra names down here are bonus entries for my Patreon subscribers. If you like this sort of content, definitely check that out because it's the best way to support the channel. And with that said, let's go ahead and draw the comments and draw a winner. And for this contest, I just asked users to let us know what their favorite movie is that takes place in China. And our winner is Pass the Salt Sam, and he says that he likes Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, a beautiful movie in so many ways. I watched that one when I was pretty young. I feel like it deserves a rewatch so I can fully appreciate it. Anyway, congratulations on the win, and thanks so much for getting involved in the channel and getting involved in the fun. So you can either email me at adam@shelfclutter.com or join the Discord and just message me directly, and we'll get that pledge all sorted out for you. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this sort of content, definitely hit that like button because every like gets me 1 more day of sanity while in quarantine. And make sure to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on future episodes. The Discord offers a lot of value and is completely free, so make sure to go check that out as well. And until next time, keep that shelf cluttered and the table full.